Welcome to the final unit. 4 units of machinery. Now we send it into the real world. 7 industries, each with a before and after story. Every industry follows the same template. Blockchain still can't do. The on-chain fix. 1 concrete worked example, and an honest footnote about what's actually deployed. Unit 5. Application 1. Banking and Finance. Alice sends $200 to her grandmother abroad. Watch the money crawl. Her bank. 2 correspondent banks. Grandma's bank. 4 institutions. 4 private ledgers. A fee at every hop. 3 to 5 days in transit. Around $40 gone to fees. And if Alice asks where her money is right now, nobody can actually tell her. Each bank sees only its own hop. This is Unit 1's 5 ledgers problem, at planetary scale. Now the same transfer on a shared settlement ledger. The banks stop being couriers who each hold the money, and become validators of one ledger. Minutes instead of days, cents instead of $40, and one status both ends can see. The worked example bankers care most about, settling a securities trade. Today the shares and the cash move on different days. T+2, 2 days of counterparty risk. On-chain, a delivery versus payment contract swaps both in one atomic transaction. Both legs move or neither does. Unit 3's all or nothing circuit breaker. Doing finance's oldest job. Honest footnote. This isn't sci-fi. Interbank settlement pilots run today, and JP Morgan's JPM coin settles billions. Don't confuse the rails with the casino. Crypto's price swings are a separate story from banks using the ledger technology. Unit 5. Application 2. Blockchain in Education. Fake degrees are a real, thriving industry. Diploma mills sell thousands a year, and some end up in hospitals and cockpits. And checking one? Phone the registrar. Across borders, time zones and vacations, weeks per check. So most employers simply don't. The forgers count on it. The fix uses Unit 1's oldest trick. The university publishes each diploma's hash, the fingerprint, to a public chain. The diploma itself stays private. A fingerprint reveals nothing. Remember Haber and Stornetta's newspaper? Same move, new witness. Worked example. Blocky applies for a job and sends his diploma. The employer hashes the file, finds that exact fingerprint published by the university, verified in 5 seconds. A forgery? Change 1 pixel and the avalanche effect gives a fingerprint that matches nothing on Earth. Diploma mills hate this one trick. Footnote. MIT's Blockcerts shipped exactly this in 2017 and universities worldwide followed. Adoption is real but early. The registrar's phone still rings. For now. Unit 5. Application 3. Blockchain and Energy. Blocky's roof makes more solar power than he uses on a sunny day. His only option, sell the surplus back to the utility, at whatever price the utility sets, measured by a meter read once a month. His next-door neighbor, meanwhile, buys power, from the same utility, at a markup. The on-chain version. Every house's smart meter is a node on a neighborhood chain. Unit 4's consortium, where the members are households. Meters publish production and consumption. Smart contracts match sellers to buyers. No utility middleman in the trade. Worked example. Saturday, 1 p.m. Blocky's panels are 5 kilowatt-hours ahead. His meter posts an offer at 12 cents. Next door the air conditioner is hungry. The contract matches them. Power flows across the existing grid wires, and 60 cents settles automatically. Cheaper for the buyer, better price for the seller. Same machinery also tracks renewable energy certificates tamper-proofly. No double counting green credits. Recognize the logic? It's the double spend problem from Unit 1, wearing a green jacket. Footnote. The Brooklyn microgrid and energy web chain really run, but electrons obey physics, not contracts. And energy is heavily regulated, so most of this remains pilot scale. Watch this space. Unit 5. Application 4. Blockchain in Healthcare. 3 a.m. Emergency room. An unconscious patient, and one question that decides the next injection. Any allergies? The answer exists. scattered across 5 organization-sealed silos, none of which talk to each other. The state-of-the-art for moving medical records between many of these silos, in the 2020s, is still the fax machine. Days, not seconds, and at 3 a.m., days are not available. The healthcare pattern, and note it well, it's the exam's favorite subtlety. The records do not go on the chain. Privacy law forbids it, and Unit 5's limitations chapter will explain why immutable medical data would be a disaster. Instead, a Unit 4-style permission ledger, records stay put, the chain holds pointers, access grants, and an immutable log of every read. The 3 a.m. request, replayed, the doctor's request hits the chain, the patient's emergency proxy grants a 24-hour read, the allergy flag arrives in seconds, penicillin, yes, injection changed, and next week the patient audits exactly who read what. Access is fast, accountability is permanent. Bonus beat, the same ledger tracks drug packages from factory to pharmacy, scan a pack, verify its whole signed journey. Counterfeit medicine, which kills hundreds of thousands yearly, has nowhere to hide in a signed supply chain. More on that pattern 2 topics from now. Footnote: Estonia has run nationwide on-chain integrity for health records for years. And notice, privacy law didn't block the design, it shaped it. Hashes on-chain, records off-chain is a pattern, not a compromise. Unit 5, Application 5, Blockchain in Real Estate. Unit 1's title card promised a house bought in minutes by 2035. Here's what it takes today: a title search to prove the seller owns what they're selling, weeks of escrow, and, read this twice, title insurance, an entire industry that exists because property records are so unreliable you insure against them being wrong. Add deed fraud, forged transfer papers that literally steal homes, and paper registers that burn and flood. 60 days, 5 middlemen, and the record keeping is the weakest link the whole way. The on-chain version, the deed becomes a token. Its owner is whoever's key controls it. Its entire chain of past owners is baked into its history. A title search becomes a 5-second query, and title insurance loses its reason to exist. Bonus: tokens split. A $300,000 house can have 1,000 small co-owners. The transfer worked. Payment locks in escrow, then deed and money swap in one atomic transaction. The same delivery versus payment pattern from the banking vignette. Because a house is just a slower security. Registry updated. Elapsed time, minutes. Unit 1's 2035 scene. Fully explained by everything you've learned since. Footnote: the Republic of Georgia notarizes land titles on-chain and Sweden ran full transfer pilots. The blocker isn't technical. A court must agree the token is the deed. Law moves slower than code, and it should. Unit 5, Application 6, Blockchain in Supply Chain. A real experiment. In 2017, Walmart asked its own team to trace one pack of sliced mangoes back to the farm. Paper trails, phone calls, spreadsheets. 6 days, 18 hours, 26 minutes. Why it matters. When E. coli strikes and tracing takes a week, the only safe move is recalling everything, wiping out every innocent farmer along with the guilty one. Slow provenance costs livelihoods and lives. The fix is Unit 4 shop chain at global scale. Farm, truck, port, warehouse, shelf. Every custody handoff is assigned. Timestamped entry on a consortium chain. The mango carries its whole biography in a barcode. The worked example, with Walmart's real number, on the IBM Food Trust chain they built. The same farm trace takes 2.2 seconds. Contamination found? Follow the signatures back. Quarantine one farm, and every other farmer keeps selling. 6 days versus 2.2 seconds is the whole pitch in one comparison. The same pattern hunts counterfeit luxury goods and conflict minerals. A handbag or a cobalt shipment without an unbroken signed history is, by definition, suspect. And the honest footnote: meet the Ackley problem. The blockchain proves what was scanned, not what was actually in the box. If a fraudster swaps mangoes before scanning, the lie is preserved forever, beautifully signed. Garbage in, immutable garbage out. Hold that thought. 2 more topics. It stars in the limitations chapter. Unit 5, Application 7, the Blockchain and IoT. The Internet of Things today, billions of thermostats, cars, meters and cameras, every single one phoning its vendor's cloud. Recognize the shape? Unit 1 centralized star, drawn with gadgets. So it fails like a star. Vendor server down. Every smart device goes dumb at once. Vendor goes bankrupt. Your devices become paperweights. And a Toyota can't pay a Shell charger without both vendors signing a business deal first. The blockchain version. Give every machine a wallet. Unit 1's keys, embedded in silicon. Now machines can transact with machines directly. Any car, any charger, any vendor. No business deal required. The machine-to-machine economy. Worked example. The EV pulls up, asks the price. The charger's contract quotes 18 cents. The car accepts and pays per second in microtransactions as electrons flow. Unplug early? Payment stops that instant. No human, no card network, no monthly invoice. Receipt, on-chain. Second superpower, device integrity. A sensor signs its readings with its key. Swap or spoof it and the signatures break. Firmware updates verify by hash before installing. Unit 1's avalanche effect standing guard against botnets. Footnote and perfect segue. Projects like IOTA chase this dream, but a billion chattering devices need throughput that today's blockchains simply do not have. How big is that gap? Time for the honest chapter. Unit 5, the honest chapter. Limitations of blockchain. 7 vignettes of promise deserve an equally serious chapter on limits. These aren't teething problems, they are consequences of the design choices that make blockchain work at all. 8 limitations, with numbers. Limitation 1. Throughput. Bitcoin processes about 7 transactions per second. Ethereum, 15 to 30. Visa peaks around 65,000. Why so slow? Because every node re-executes every transaction. The very redundancy that makes tampering impossible makes scaling brutal. The formal version is the scalability trilemma: decentralization, security, scalability. Engineering so far picks 2. Layer 2 networks. Transactions bundled off-chain settled. On-chain are the escape hatch being built, but the triangle still rules the base layer. Limitation 2. Energy. An old friend from Unit 1. Proof-of-work security is bought with country-scale electricity. Ethereum's merge cut its draw by 99.9%. Bitcoin, by design and by community choice, still burns. 3. Storage. An append-only ledger, by definition, only grows. Full nodes lug hundreds of gigabytes and counting. As the burden rises, fewer volunteers run full nodes, and Unit 1's beautiful mesh quietly consolidates into fewer, bigger hands. 4. Immutability. The feature is also the bug. Deployed code can't be patched. The DAO's $60 million lesson from Unit 2. Wrong data can't be corrected, only amended. And privacy law grants a right to be forgotten that a chain, by design, cannot honor. Why personal data stays off-chain, as healthcare showed. 5. The keys. There is no forgot password on a blockchain. Lose the seed phrase. Lose everything. Forever. An estimated fifth of all Bitcoin, tens of billions of dollars, sits stranded in wallets nobody can open. Unit 3's stern warning, now a statistic. 6. The Oracle problem. Promised in the supply chain vignette. A blockchain can verify everything inside itself and nothing outside it. Sensors, clerks and APIs feed it. And if they lie, the chain preserves the lie with perfect, signed fidelity. Garbage in, immutable garbage out. 7. The 51% attack. Revisited with a scar. Unit 1 showed why attacking Bitcoin is economically insane. But small proof-of-work chains are cheap to overpower. Ethereum Classic was successfully 51% attacked multiple times in 2019 and 2020. Security scales with the honest budget. 8. The tension we've danced around all cores. The transparency that lets anyone audit the ledger also exposes every balance and flow to the world. The frontier fix. Zero knowledge proofs. Math that proves a statement true without revealing the data, is arriving, but it's young. Know the name. 8 limitations. None fatal. All real. Engineers who recite them are the ones trusted to build around them. One chapter left. The human obstacles. Unit 5. The Honest Chapter. Part 2. Challenges of blockchain implementation. Limitations were the physics of the technology. Challenges are the friction of adoption. What stands between a working prototype and a working industry? 5 big ones. Then the most useful diagram in this course. Challenge 1. The legacy problem. That bank core processing your salary may literally run COBOL older than your parents' marriage. It does not speak blockchain. Replacing it costs fortunes and risks outages. Bridging it creates fragile seams. Integration, not innovation, is where enterprise budgets die. 2. People. Engineers who genuinely understand consensus, key management and contract security. The things in this course remain scarce, and a scarce skill is an expensive one. Blocky notes. Cheerfully, you're fixing this challenge right now. 3. Regulation. Is a token a security, a commodity, legal tender? The answer differs by country and by year. Enterprises can absorb strict rules. What they cannot absorb is rules that change mid-project. Uncertainty, not strictness, freezes budgets. 4. Standards, or the lack of them. Fabric doesn't speak to Corda, which doesn't speak to Quorum. Betting on the wrong platform is a real write-off. And before a consortium writes one line of code, 5 rival companies must agree on governance. Recall shop chain, which is politics, and politics is slow. 5. The human interface. This course made you comfortable with seed phrases, gas and confirmations. Your grandmother is not, until self-custody feels as safe as forgot password. Mainstream adoption waits on UX, not cryptography. The most useful diagram in this course. Multiple writers, mutual distrust, need for shared, temper evident truth? 3 yeses. A blockchain earns its cost. Any no. Use a database and go home early. Most failed projects failed this flowchart before they failed in production. Knowing when not to use the technology you love, that's the difference between a fan and an engineer. Congratulations, you're now the latter. 1 recap to go. Unit 5. Complete. 7 industries transformed, with worked examples, and the honest chapters on what blockchain still can't do, and when you shouldn't use it at all. And that is the whole course. From clay tablets to the Genesis block, from double spend to proof of stake, from your first line of Solidity to a live deployment, from the public park to the boardroom, from 7 industries to the flowchart that tells you when to walk away. I'm Blocky. This was Blockchain, the animated course. Now go build something worth trusting.